in, friends and neighbors, or shall I say this afternoon?
Welcome back to the Detroit Tigers franchise on MLB the Show. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. We are now sitting here 78 games into the season, so roughly to the halfway point of the Major League season, and we are a half game ahead of Cleveland, who has played one less game than us. And has one less loss than us. The White Sox are still right there. The Twins not necessarily out of it. The Royals at 6 games back and 10 games below 500. I would not consider them a threat at the moment, but they are 7-3 over their last 10. So let's just look at what happened since our last episode. We lost to the Rangers 7-5. Then we lost 1-0. Then we lost another one-run game, 6-5 against Boston. Then another one-run game against Boston. And you can see here, Andrew Chafin got the loss there. Tony Watson gets the loss in both of these games. So we had late leads and then ended up blowing them in, at least in these two games. This one, it was 0-0. Watson gave up the run that ended up being the game-winning run. And then Spencer Turnbull pitched well against the Red Sox, and we won 4-2. Then we got a nice outing from Michael Pineda and win 8-4 against Arizona. And now we are due for the second game of this series with Arizona on the road. Casey Mize on the hill for us. So let's head on out to Phoenix and take on the D-backs. And here we are in Arizona. It's the Diamondbacks at Chase Field hosting the Detroit Tigers, who come into this one 2 games above 500 and 38. They've been playing pretty decent baseball. They are in the mix in the AL Central, and even though the D-backs record is not that much worse than the Tigers, they are realistically not in the hunt for the playoffs at this stage, just given the talent in that National League West. Merrill Kelly will go to the hill for them. He has been effective for them this year. An admirable 3.48 whip, or ERA, and a 1.33 whip across 15 starts. 4.7 record to show for it. This guy relies on soft contact and making guys put the ball in play. 2-2 pitch to Badu to start things off, just a routine ground ball to second, and that's a good start for Kelly. It's a 5-pitch ground out. Let's take a look at the Tigers lineup in this one. This is a squad that has been underachieving, and there's a few guys that just really need to pick it up, namely Jeimer Candelario there at the bottom of the lineup, but also Jonathan Scope. They could use Austin Meadows to have him start getting the numbers up a little bit, and then Akil Baddoo at the top is probably going to be a big piece of this roster moving forward. 2 out in the inning now. It's Austin Meadows. Ground ball to second. That one is going to do it for the Tigers in their half of the first. They go down in order, and we go to the bottom of the first. Casey Mize on the hill for the Tigers. The young right-hander has been very sharp for them so far this season. Had some ups and downs, but pitching well again. And the whip down at 1.27, pretty good. But the 3.97 ERA tells you that he's having some trouble getting out of jams, and this is not going to be a good start here as a 2-2 pitch is lined into center field, and that's a single to start things off. Now a 3-2 pitch to David Peralta, back up the middle. Mize spins and catches behind the back, and it's a 1-4-3 double play, and it's 2 for the price of 1 for the Tigers. Great play there by Casey Mize. Now we go to the top of the second. Javi Baez, 1-2 pitch to him. Was a sinker that was over the middle of the plate, but down. He swings through that one for the first out of the inning. Now on to the bottom of the second. Christian Walker, he goes down on strikes. So both of the 4 hitters lead off the second inning with strikeouts. Now we go to the top of the third. Runner on first for Tucker Barnhart. That's up the middle. They're going to take it to the bag themselves, and that's going to be an easy double play there for the Diamondbacks. And let's go to the bottom of the third. Josh Van Meter, swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. And Casey Mize has faced the minimum to this point, just 25 pitches with 1 away here in the third. Now on to the top of the fourth. It's a 3-1 pitch to Austin Meadows. That misses low for ball 4. It's a 2-out walk. And the first base runner for the Tigers since way back in the first inning. They're going to put him in motion 3-2 here with 2 away. Baez, a very good pitch to hit there. Right down the middle, he swings through it. He's down on strike for the second time.
And we are scoreless as we head to the bottom of the fourth. 2 away now, runner on first, and that is going to lock up Walker on the inside corner. Nice fastball from Casey Mize there to get him looking. And sets him down to end the inning. Now bottom of the fifth, 1 away. That pitch on the inside corner, he gets Kelly looking. Great pitch there at the knees on the inside corner and just absolutely throws him. Kelly maybe not really happy with that call, but nonetheless he's down on strikes. Now on to the top of the sixth. Tucker Barnhart twisted up on an inside curve. Couldn't stop himself there. He's down on strikes. Now 69 pitches at that point for Kelly. On to the bottom of the sixth. Casey Mize gets one lifted deep or high into center field. Long run for Riley Green, but he's going to glove that in the inning. And we are still scoreless as we head to the seventh inning. 2-3-4 due up for the Tigers. Casey Mize still in control out there. We go 1 away now. It's Austin Meadows. That pitch on the outside corner, he reaches out, pokes one into center field. Hit it pretty well, but that is going to be pretty routine out there and put away for the second out of the inning. Now 1 away for Ketel Marte. That ball hit pretty hard, but Jonathan Scope, a diving stop. He gets up to his knees, makes the throw to first to get him. Nice play there for the second out of the inning. Now we go to the top of the eighth. Spencer Torkelson jammed on an inside sinker, but fights it off into shallow right field. A diving try off the glove, and it is a leadoff single. Kelly at 88 pitches right there, and they are not going to take any chances. They're going to go to the bullpen here, and it's going to be Ian Kennedy, the veteran right-hander, has a 2.32 ERA across 25 appearances so far this season. He has been lights out, especially against righties. He's going to face Miguel Cabrera here on a 2-1 pitch. A fastball left over the middle of the plate. Vintage Miguel Cabrera slices it into right field for a base hit. That makes it first and second, and the Tigers with a great opportunity here. Jonathan Scope going to drop down a bunt, and the sacrifice is good. It makes it second and third. 1 away in the inning as the Tigers' second baseman giving himself up in the field and now at the plate. And then it's Jeimer Candelario, however, grounds one right at the first baseman. He's able to step on the bag. Runners cannot advance, and now 2 away in the inning for Tucker Barnhart. 2-2 pitch to him. There's a fastball right down the chute, but he goes up the elevator shaft, and Kelly puts that one away to end the inning, and we're going to the bottom of the eighth. Still scoreless. The Tigers stranding a couple runners there. 1 away in the inning here in the bottom of the eighth. Torkelson, long run. He's going to throw to the covering Casey Mize, but he was kind of throwing off balance. The throw behind Mize, that goes down as an E3, and a runner on with 1 out in the inning. Casey Mize is going to stay out there. Josh Van Meter slices it down the left field line on a 1-1 pitch, and that ball is into the corner. It's going to be second and third here as the runner is going to come around, and they got 2 runners now in scoring position with 1 out in the inning. Same situation that the Tigers had last inning after the double from Van Meter, and that is going to do it for Casey Mize. A.J. Hinch going to go to the bullpen here, and Mize going to need some help here as he is in line to maybe get saddled with a loss if Jose Cisnero can't strand those runners. Cisnero comes on having pitched pretty well so far this season. This will be his 28th appearance, ERA right around 2.5. And to start things off, they're going to go ahead and just put on the batter, and that'll load the bases now for Drew Ellis. The 9-hitter coming up with 1 away. The bases juice. Cisnero looking for a ground ball, and there it is. Baez going to get it to second. Scope the turn, then he is going to get the double play to get out of this thing. So 2 opportunities in the 8th inning there, 1 for the Tigers and 1 for the D-backs. Both of them come up empty, and we are going to the 9th, still scoreless. The D-backs going to go to Caleb Smith. The lefty has an ERA just south of 5 so far this year, really struggling against lefties, which is a little bit interesting, but he hasn't exactly torn it up against righties either. First bat, or 2 away in the inning, it's Austin Meadows. He's going to find the hole there through the shift, or through the middle into center field for a 2-out single. 2-2 pitch to Javi Baez. That ball is hit well up the middle. Diving stop, flips to the bag, but Meadows hustling and able to beat it out. Great base running there by Meadows to keep the inning alive. And now a chance for Spencer Torkelson with 2 away. Full count, so the runners are in motion, but he is on top of that one, just kind of pokes one in front of the mound. Meadows draws the attention of Smith, who takes a step towards third, then realizes, wait a minute, I can get the out at first and the inning's over. But by that point, it was too late. Take another look here. Torkelson hustling out of the box, and it's a good thing because this ends up being an infield single after the blown assignment there by Smith. The inning continues. Bases loaded, 2 away for Miguel Cabrera. He falls behind 0-2. Hits that pretty well, but it's going to one-hop the second baseman. And they're going to get him easily at first. We go to the bottom of the ninth, still scoreless, and more base runners squandered for the Tigers. 1 away in the inning for David Peralta. That pitch just missing outside, and it's a 1-out walk. And the hardly order due up for the D-backs. Ketel Marte right back up the middle there on a 3-1 pitch. There's going to be a throw to third here, but the runner is in safely, so runners on the corners and 1 away, a chance for Arizona to walk it off. Next batter, Christian Walker. 3-1 pitch to him is a slider, just trying to get him to hit a ground ball. He won't chase, and now it's bases loaded. Seth Beer coming to the plate. The Tigers going to turn to the lefty, Andrew Chafin, to face him, hoping for another double play to get out of this inning. And Chafin hasn't been at his best over the last few weeks. And here we go, 2-2 pitch to Seth Beer. On the inside corner, could not pull the trigger, and that is a big strikeout for Andrew Chafin. Now 2 away, and that brings up Carson Kelly. First pitch swing, and he hits a chopper to the left side. Candelario, a tough play, but he is going to make it, and we are going to extras. No score in this one through regulation. We go to the top of the 10th. Jonathan Scope up first. 2-2 pitch to him is a fastball up and away. He goes with it, hits it deep to right center field. This is going to bounce over the wall. Cabrera was the runner at second, so he's able to just trot home. And that is going to make it 1-0 on the ground rule double. It's still a runner in scoring position for the Tigers. Nobody out after that one bounces into the party area out there in Chase Field. Now 1 away in the inning, first and second. That's Robbie Grossman. Ground ball to the left side. They go 6-4-3 to get out of it and strand that extra base runner. So at least Caleb Smith able to keep it a 1-run game. We are now going to the bottom of the 10th. The Tigers looking to close this thing out, and they're going to turn to Joe Jimenez to try and close this thing. He has not been very good for the Tigers this year. The ERA north of 5, but he does have experience in this role. There's a swing and a miss for the first out, and that's a big strikeout there to get Van Meter. And now 2 outs away. And we go forward to Drew Ellis with 2 out in the inning. That pitch was hittable. He lifts a deep fly to left, but Meadows is under it, and he is going to have it. The Tigers win a pitcher's duel here on the road, and they take the series finale, or actually I think that was the second game of the series. And player of the game honors go to Casey Mize. He pitched very well. The Tigers end up with 7 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts on the day. So they were putting the ball in play. The only guy on the roster that had 2 hits today was Spencer Torkelson. The RBI was for Jonathan Scope with that double. He played a very good game, had the sacrifice and a web gem at second. Grossman and Barnhart each hitting into double plays. Torkelson with his 6th error of the season. That was a tough play, though, so feel bad for the youngster. Casey Mize, 7 1/3, 3 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Cisnero comes in, gives up a hit and a walk in an inning, or 3 walks in an inning of work, but no runs. And then Chafin gets the win, pitching 2/3 of an inning, and then Jimenez a perfect 9th to close it out for his 2nd save of the season. Let's look at the D-backs numbers here. They end up with just 4 hits on the day, 3 walks, and they struck out 6 times. Rough day for Christian Walker, going 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Van Meter ended up with a pair of strikeouts himself, but he did have a double to sort of atone for that. A couple of big double plays Peralta and Ellis hit into. Kelly pitched very well, going 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. So he wasn't missing bats, but he was effective. Kennedy, 1 inning, 1 hit. And then Smith comes in, goes 2 innings, give up 4 hits and a walk, struck out 1. The run goes down as unearned because of the extra innings rule, but the Tigers take this one 1-0 here in Arizona.
Now, before we move on to the next game, I have been offered a trade by the Rangers that I think we're going to go ahead and actually take. So they are offering us Sam Huff. Now, he's 24, and he's only a 62 overall, but he does have B potential. So the hope here is that, like, in about 3 years, this guy might be a backup platoon-type catcher to maybe come into the game and play against left-handed pitching, because he hits okay. He doesn't have great vision, and that could end up being a challenge as far as his development. But he does have a strong arm, although it's not super accurate, and he's not the greatest defender. But again, this is a guy that we're just kind of hoping maybe he turns into a decent bat. He can also play first base. But one reason that I like that, we'll show you in a second, but they're asking for Jose de la Cruz. Now, we've got Victor Reyes and Riley Green in center field, and then we've got some other options. We have 7 center fielders on the roster, and Riley Green's our guy. Jose de la Cruz, never likely to be a stud. He's got C potential, even though he's 20 and he actually has decent power ratings for an outfielder. His vision and discipline aren't the greatest. He's not a super great defender. He's got decent speed. So this is a guy, like, I don't ever see him really being a major threat to help us at the major league level. So that's one of the reasons, like, just player for player, I think Huff has the better chance to help us at the major league level. Now, the other reason that I like it is right here. When we look at our catchers, we have 8 on the roster. However, Tucker Barnhart is 31, and he's in the last year of it. All of them are in the last year of their contract. And with Barnhart being 31, he's not getting $7.8 million again next year. He has turned it on a little bit offensively to where, like, his numbers are okay, but he's not our long-term guy, that's for sure. He's not going to be here by the time Sam Huff would be ready to play in the majors. And then even Eric Haas, as good as he is as far as mashing left-handed pitching, he's probably not our everyday catcher. He's a guy that we would maybe platoon for a few more years and then just kind of trying to decide when to move on. And then we've got, I don't have a lot of use for a 28-year-old D potential, nor do I have much use for 35-year-olds next year who can't hit. So I would see at least these 3 being off the roster. Well, for sure, these 2 are gone next year. We might keep this fella around just to fill out the roster, but I think this kind of just helps us backfill at catcher. It's a good move. I like it. It's only a $572,000 contract. So even if he's like on the 40-man roster, it's not the end of the world because, like I said, if I had to have him, playing as a platoon guy right now, I feel like he could be okay. He's got very limited experience at the major league level, although he actually did very well. In 31 at-bats, he ended up with 5 singles, 3 doubles, and 3 home runs. Which is actually pretty darn good. Look at that OPS. Now, again, that's not going to continue, but this is a guy that I think could be an asset for us in a few years. So we're going to take this trade, and now what we will need to do is just make sure we go in. Okay, so they have him on the Major League roster. We don't want that. We are going to immediately send him down to AA. Using one of his options, and then now I need to decide, like, Alfonso, as good as he should be with that overall, he just has no power. So let's actually send him down to A and see if maybe he develops a little bit in the meantime. Now I need a outfielder at AAA to backfill De La Cruz, apparently. I don't think Parker Meadows is the guy. Let's go with Robeson. No pressure to perform anyway, and then we need another outfielder called up to AA. Now let's just go check the rosters real quick, make sure lineups are set. So we need a center fielder. Boom. We're good there. Need a center fielder against lefties. 41-51. Yeah, Cabrera is the guy there. What about De La Rosa? Let's go there to get the righty-lefty matchup. And now at Double-A, we need an outfielder as well. We'll go with Woodrow. And we're good there. Now, where did I send Sam Huff? Because I want him to get some at-bats here. I mean, Dingler is also a B potential, and they're both right-handed. And they have very similar ratings now that I look at it, as far as their, like, contact and power. So let's see here. He's actually doing pretty well. I probably should leave him in against righties because he'll get more at-bats. Even though I won't like the matchups as much, I want him getting the at-bats. So that's that. Now, the only other thing that we're going to show you before we go back out to the next game is my bullpen continues to just kill me. Like, this is the game we won 1-0. Then, blown lead, Tony Watson gets the loss. Blown lead, Michael Fulmer gets the loss. Then we win 7-0. Then we win 6-3, and then blown lead, Tony Watson gets the loss. Like, Watson hasn't been terrible, but he's, you know, every time he needs that one more out to get out of trouble, he's not getting it. So he's close, and he's better than Gregory Soto. So he's still our guy, but it's been frustrating to see us lose those games in situations where we've had, you know, a chance to win, but we're falling short. And, you know, like those 3 losses right there, if we win those games, it's a big difference in the overall standings. So, anyway, we're still a game ahead. We've got another game against the Kansas City Royals coming up at home with Matt Manning on the hill. It'll be the first time you get to see him pitch, and he has been outstanding. So, I'm just hitting play so we don't have to listen to dude talk in the background. But anyway, let's head on out to Comerica Park and see if we can take down the Royals at home.
And here we are in Detroit. It's Comerica Park, and the 43 and 41 Tigers taking on the Royals, now 12 games below 500. Really not in the playoff mix at this stage. Tigers playing pretty good baseball of late. Bobby Baez starting to heat up a little bit after late. These teams have split the first 2 of the series. The Tigers taking the first 6-3, and then KC bouncing back and winning 5-3 in Game 2 of the 3-game set. So we're due for the rubber match here, and it's Matt Manning on the hill for the Tigers. Recently called up in light of the injury to Tarek Skubal, and he has been outstanding. In 4 starts, he's gone 6 innings a start, 19 hits, 9 walks over that stretch for a 1.17 whip and a 1.88 ERA. Not striking a ton of guys out, but this kid has definite upside for this team. 1 away in the inning, Nicky Lopez chases a changeup down and away. He's down on strikes, and that's 2 away. Now later in the inning, an 0-2 pitch to Salvador Perez. He gets him swinging at a curve down and away, out of the zone, and 2 strikeouts for Manning in the first as he sets him down in order. Let's go to the bottom of the first. 1-2 pitch to Akil Baddoo is a fastball left over the heart of the plate, belt high. He lifts it deep to right field, looking up, and that ball is out of here. So how about that start for the Tigers? They get a solo dinger from Akil Baddoo, his 4th of the year, just 347 feet, but that was enough to get out of here down the right field corner. And the Tigers out in front with an early lead. 2 away in the inning here, and Spencer Torkelson down on strikes. But Akil Baddoo has given the Tigers a nice lift here as they lead 1-0 thanks to the leadoff home run to start off the ball game. On to the top of the second. Carlos Santana lifts one deep to right field. First pitch, ambush, and we are tied. So Carlos Santana wasting no time getting this thing back to all even. His 8th of the year, 348 feet. That was a high towering home run. And we're all square at 1 now. Now 2 away in the inning. Scope going to go up the middle, but can't get to that one. It's into center field. Run would score. And Bobby Witt going to get greedy here, try to get to second. He is gunned down easily, and that'll end the inning. But the Royals bounce back to get 2, and they now lead by 1 as we head to the bottom of the second. Tucker Barnhart, swing and a miss, could not catch up to the fastball up and away. He's down on strikes, and that'll do it for the Tigers in the second. Now on in the third. Swing and a miss from Harold Castro. That's the first out of the inning, but now the third's K for Brad Keller. Now 2 away with runners on first and second. Javi Baez ground ball to short, and they're going to strand a couple here. That's going to do it for the Tigers in the third. They still trail 2-1. Matt Manning trying to keep them in this thing, and it is going to be a 1-run deficit as we head to the top of the fourth. 2 away in the inning, swing and a miss there. He gets Hunter Dozier swinging at a pitch out of the zone, and Matt Manning bouncing back after that rocky second. Now on to the fifth. That's Kyle Isbell with a runner on second. That ball hit well into center field. That's going to score the runner from second, and that makes it 3-1 as Bobby Witt Jr. comes across to score. Matt Manning now looking at a 2-run deficit. The Tigers' bats have gone quiet on him. He's in just 58 pitches at that point. Now we go to the bottom of the fifth. Riley Green swinging a miss. He's down on strikes. 4th K for Brad Keller. He's up over 75 pitches at that point. Let's go to the bottom of the sixth. 1-2 pitch to Torkelson. There's a slider down and away. That is hit pretty well, but that is going to stay in the ballpark as he was kind of looking for something down and away. Got it, but unable to capitalize there. That's the second out of the inning, and the Tigers continue to struggle to get into the run column. Now on to the top of the ninth. It is Carlos Santana again, and just barely clearing the wall in right field again. That is his 9th of the year, 359 feet, and that is going to make it 4-1. Now on to the bottom of the ninth. Eric Haas chasing one way out of the zone. Perez has to chase it down, sends it down to first, and that is a KC masterpiece. They gave up the solo home run to Akil Baddoo, and then they lose 4-1, or they come back to win 4-1, and just shut out the Tigers from then on. 12 hits for the Royals, no walks, but they only struck out 4 times. They were putting the ball in play with consistency. A bunch of guys with multiple hits, including 2 home runs for Santana, 2 hits for Olivares, Dozier, Bobby Witt Jr., and Kyle Isbell at the bottom of the order. Those 2 guys each with RBIs. The 2 homers for Santana gives him 9 on the year. He had a couple of RBIs. We talked about Isbell and Witt. Hit into a couple double plays. They stole a couple bases, but were also caught stealing 3 times on the day. Keller gets the win. His 6th of the year, went 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 1 earned. So he settled down nicely after the leadoff home run. Garrett with a hold, Staumont with a hold, and then Barlow comes in, pitches a perfect 9th, striking out a pair, his 23rd save of the season. So a great job by the Kansas City pitching staff up and down. Tigers held to just 5 hits on the day. They walked 3 times, but struck out 9 times. They got multiple hits from Akil Baddoo, but nobody else able to do a whole lot in this one. He hit the solo homer. Meadows had a double, but that's about all that we can say about this performance, other than Baddoo also stealing a bag, his 9th of the year. Manning gets saddled with the loss, but he did pitch pretty well in this one. The hits, a lot of them were just kind of soft contact, and then the home runs were trouble for him. Well, I guess he only gave up the 1, but nonetheless, he gets saddled with his first loss of the year. Alexander, an admirable job, going 2 innings of scoreless baseball. Jimenez gave up the home run to Santana late, and then Fulmer closed it out. The Tigers lose 4-1, and that'll do it for this one. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?